Hi, welcome to Ignite Your Intentions. My name's Shell, and I'm going to walk you through my spiritual planner for 2020. This spiritual planner term is kind of broad because this planner captures a few things for me. It's kind of cross between a tarot journal, a dream journal, just a journal. Astrology is in here as well. Just a lot of things that I keep this at my altar so that if I want to, and which is right near my bed as well, so they're very close together, and if I want to capture any thoughts or any reflections, this is where it all goes. Because it is only just set up and it's still the beginning of the year, not everything is perfectly filled out. There's even some things I probably should have taken out before I hit record, but this is what I keep near me. So this lovely planner is purchased from Etsy. It is a I cannot remember the name of the shop right now. I'll put it down below or on the screen. I've got an Erin Condren case on the front. I have all my Inkjoy gel pens on the inside because I really like the way they write on the Happy Planner paper. So it is basically just a cover for any kind of ring bound system. Fits in here perfectly, or a spiral bound. Erin Condren, they make them all perfectly to size. And I have just set everything up in here ready to use. I know this works for me because I know I don't personally love watching setup videos where the person has never used the system and thinks it's going to work for them. I've used exactly the same system for the last quarter of 2019 and it worked perfectly, so I knew that I wanted to put it all together. This is only 6 months worth because I can't fit any more, and these are the bigger rings. These are Doki book rings, a rose gold color, so they're a little bit bigger than a standard Happy Planner ring, but it is slightly smaller than the largest Happy Planner ring. It's this nice in-between size. I put just a bit of dashboard at the front from one of the Happy Planner packets you can buy. These are my values. So this is what I am working towards. Either I already have as a value or I am working towards building. And so these are all together just sitting on the front so that every time I open I remember. I need to put these in other places as well, just like I did my word of the year, but I haven't done that yet. All right, so in here is an amalgamation of a bunch of different planners. So I like to collect things. I sometimes purchase things that I don't truly need, or I don't end up using in the way it's intended to use. I kind of morph the way it looks. So in here, this is a combination between, this is the Happy Planner I actually am using the inserts from. So 6 months of these are in here. I love the Moonology Diary. And so what I have gone through and done is used a craft knife and taken out all the pages and popped them into here as well, just using a Happy Planner punch. And same with this Astrology Diary as well. So again, Southern Hemisphere, I'm in Australia. So I just really like looking at some of those things that are coming up, or making notes of things. Sometimes there's some really strong correlations between events that are happening and how I'm feeling, or events. So I like to have that again with the craft knife. I took it and attacked it and took out all the planner pages that I need that correspond to the first 6 months. The rest will go into here when I do it during the June-July school holidays. All right, so at the beginning of most books, there's a little bit of a blurb. So I've got that just in here. When I read through things, I like to highlight or transfer notes, just like to have it there. This is a very poorly printed because I was running out of ink. This is Lunar Abundance. She has a book, Ezzy Spencer. And so this is all the moon phases through the calendar year. So I printed that out. I did black and white as well because it was hard to read, that one. So I've just punched that into here. This is that pen doesn't show up real good there. This is 2020. There we go. If I push it down, daily draw tally. So keeping track of what cards end up coming through for the year. This was last year's one that I went back retrospectively because I had all my readings in my other planner for the majority of the year. Just went through and sort of had a look at what some of my major themes were. I did notice that statistically, maths teacher and me, I will never get, or very rarely get, my card of the year, because my card of the year is actually part of my daily draw system, and I'll have a video on that. So You can see I had a lot of swordsy action coming up in here, and some knights, a Knight of Swords, and yeah, just it's very interesting to see what pops up during different periods. I just kind of liked it. Maths teacher in me. Moon phases, again, just to help, another place because it was part of the book. This is the Moonology Diary beginning part. So this is all her bits and pieces. These were going to be my goals, but then I ended up getting the goal planner, so I should probably either reallocate this or rewrite it and stick it in here so that they're all together. Oh, that was December because I had a couple of days of December left over. Pop some templates in. I'm not using a happy planner anywhere else in my planning system at the moment, so I figured that if I want to draw some flags or do some bits and pieces, I'll just put these here. No other reason other than they may or may not be useful. We'll see how it goes. Only thing to irritate me about this planner is that it's incredibly seasonal, because I love the layout of the weeks, but it's seasonal. It's the complete opposite for Australia. So although it's snow day, we're wishing it was snow day because it's super duper hot. All right, monthly layout. So in the month, I've got the entire month from both the Moonology Diary and the Astrology sitting here as well. I often pull these out and move them to the corresponding weeks, just to have them there, and you can do that with the Happy Planner system because it's so easy just to be able to do these ones, and there's stuff that pops in and out a little bit. I put over here my card for the month, which is I pulled the Fool for this month and just some thoughts that I had about it, and some books that I read and made some notes just to have it there, and then I reflected on the end of the month on how that's going. That's also sitting up on my altar as well so that it's there all the time. I do put in the moon phases as per the Lunar Abundance planner. I also put in what house it is in for me as well, so I know what house it's activating. That's also part of the Moonology system as well. Some of this is filled in, some is not. So what I'm going to be doing is the top section is going to be from one particular deck that I always pull like a daily overall energy card from, and then underneath it I do a 3-card spread. But what I do is I shuffle the cards and I find the card of the year, and then the card before that is my advice card, the card after that is my action. And so that's how I did all my draws for last year, and I really liked it because I was constantly seeing my card of the year coming up and thinking about those themes and how they would influence that reading that entire time. So I really enjoy doing that. I don't plan on changing. So I like the fact this has lines. The Happy Planner I used last year just didn't have the head boxes and not lines, and I felt like I needed lines, so I bought a planner with lines. I also punch into here, 2 other planners that I forgot. This is a freebie. This is from Ethony, who does like the challenges, Ethony Dawn I think it is, the 31 Days of Tarot challenge in January every single year. She has a Tarot by the Moon, which is a freebie available if you check out her Instagram. I'll pop some stuff below. It is a really good little spread for every single month or every single moon that is happening. So there's usually a full moon and a new moon, and I put them in the weeks. So as they're happening, the full moon was yesterday, so I can sit back at my altar and do my reading. I did this one though, so this was from I think this is Tarot by the Moon. I'll pop this link below. This I purchased because it's got a different perspective. It's not about random draws and what's coming out. This is these particular moons and astrologically align with cards from the tarot. So thinking about that theme of that card and what it might mean. So again, I haven't filled this all in because we're still at the beginning of January, and so later on there's a new moon. So I've got Ethony's spread here, plus the spread from Tarot and the Moon, and then just making a note that it happened to be Chinese New Year. And off it goes. So it's all set up, and then every month has got something similar. I've done my monthly spread for the first quarter, so I've done January, February, and March. So my card for February is the Knight of Cups. Here are the bits and pieces for intention setting, and then they're actually also in here as well. So it gives me lots of places to write. It's really good because I've got all my different colored pens all attached to my planner, and it's all together. At the back, I think I just have some notes from some books I read. Yep, so, like a brand new deck of cards that I got. I did a get to know you spread with the deck of cards. So that's all in here. There's other stuff that are in another version of like a almost a Book of Shadows-esque kind of one, and I have all those notes all put together as well. So this is my planner for 2020 sitting in my altar, and I don't know if you'll see it again for any particular reason, but if you have any questions, pop them down below. Make sure you like, subscribe if you have any interest in any of the videos about having goals, being really clear on what you want, and using planners to help you make that happen. Alrighty, thanks very much for your time. Bye.